Alright, how do we install the Gnumus Settlement mod? Well, basically, this mod adds a new civilization, the Gnumus, along with structures and trading mechanics. And how do we get it? So we'll head to CurseForge, and as you can see, it was created 3 years ago and updated 2 years ago with a 2-year gap between upload and update, so pretty good. And it has almost, well, about 1.75 million users, so that's super, super good. So we go to Files, select Forge or any version type. We'd pick the version we want, in this case 121. 3 buttons and get file. We'd save this file by pressing Windows R, typing app data, going to roaming.minecraft and saving it in the mods folder here. As you can see, there it is, Gnumus Settlement. Also in the relations section you can see I have GeckoLib, which we'll also need, okay? So that's pretty much it. With this, we can start using the mod without any issues. Alright, well, how do we find the Gnumus Hunter in Minecraft with Gnumus Settlement? Well, the Gnumus Hunter spawns at night like any ordinary monster. As you see, it has 25 health points, 3 armor points, and basically this creature is gonna come after us, as we're seeing here. I don't know how much damage it does, but it looks like it hits pretty hard. Let me see if I... Whoa, 9 points of damage. So yeah, it hits pretty hard, honestly. The drops look like they give us Gnumus pouch, okay? And a bunch of Gnumus related drops. And they'll be attacking all types. Look, there they are. They'll be attacking all types of animals, okay? So if we have farms and stuff, just know they're gonna go after them. And when it dies, we get Gnumus claws, Gnumus horns, and Gnumus pouches, alright? If we want to defeat it, well, basically we can just keep our distance, and that's it, okay? Really, it's not complicated at all. I mean, just try to keep it from reaching us, and that's it. We keep backing up while we circle around, and that's it, okay? So yeah, there's not much more to it. Alright, so here we have the Gnomus Warrior, and I'm going to explain how to find it. Basically, this one's pretty similar to the Hunter, but as you can see, it has way more armor. Instead of 1.5 armor points, it has 10 points. I mean, sorry, instead of 3 armor points, it has 10 points. And basically, this creature is found exclusively defending settlements and mod structures, and its loot includes Gnomus, stacks, claws, and horns, okay? So to defeat this thing, honestly, I just recommend keeping your distance, like with the Hunter, and that's about it, okay? It's quite a bit tougher, as we can see. I don't know if it's channeled, doesn't really look like it, okay? And that's it. I mean, just like that. But be really careful, because if it hits us, it takes away health, eh? They have all the... Look, there you go. There. It hit me. So be careful. Nothing, 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 nothing. Very easy, very easy. Alright, how do we find the Gnumus Worker? Basically, this variant, the Gnumus Worker, is much weaker and cowardly, only found in settlements, and has a shorter detection range for spotting the player. It doesn't usually start combat. Basically, if we defeat it, let's do it, it'll drop Gnumus Cloud and Gnumus Pouch. No, it doesn't have much difference compared to the others. I'm going to check. Let's see if it attacks. Takes 1.5. But yeah, you can see it's not a big threat. It also gives us Gnumus Doubloons, huh? Interesting, interesting. Alright, how can we find the Gnumus Shaman? Well, basically, the Gnumus Shaman is a boss that spawns in the largest settlements or in the Shaman's hut, and does both melee and ranged combat using magic. His spells apply weakness and strength to nearby Gnumus, and basically he drops a large sack. Let's see, look there, we have the magic, okay? It launches those projectiles at us, and they deal 6 points of damage, the projectiles. He has quite a bit of armor, 5 armor points, and quite a lot of health. And there we have the Gnumus pouch, which is this larger pouch, okay? It has a chance to give us super interesting things, as we're seeing here, okay? Like gold, or ender pearls, or Gnumus cheese. So yeah, super, super interesting. Alright, how can we use the Gnumus Merchant? So, the Gnumus Merchant is a neutral NPC that travels the world. Theoretically, it shouldn't attack us. There it is. And basically, watch out, basically, it can also appear in the trader rest, okay? Which is like a structure and stuff. And we can trade with it using doubloons. Here we see the doubloons, okay? There I right-clicked it, as you see, and it gave me a gift. Let's see. This trade, this isn't a trade. Okay, I'll give it a large sack, and it gives me a large sack. Okay, if we give it small doubloons, it'll give us wrapped goods, okay? Like 3 ender pearls, paper. Let's see what else. I mean, pretty basic stuff, huh? Vintage metal, vintage parts. Well, they're useful for some crafting and stuff. And then with the large one, okay? Wow, look at that food, right? 12 saturation. It gives us baked juicy meats, okay? Vintage parts. Let's see if it drops a diamond there, I don't know. Ooh, golden apples, Gnumus cheese, more parts. I mean, we're already talking about this being the most OP part, okay? To get the pile of Gnumus doubloons, we need to take Gnumus doubloons and craft them into a pile, okay? We just need 9 and that's it. So yeah, and this merchant, here it is. If, whoa, what do I get? Ooh, if I attack the merchant, I get the merchant's curse. If I defeat it, I'll get the wrapped goods, okay? So there you have it. Alright, how can we use the marsupial mouse in Minecraft with Gnumus Settlement? And here we have this mouse. It's got quite a bit of health. Well, it's a neutral animal that spawns in non-cold biomes. If we give it Gnumus cheese, which we can get by defeating lots of Gnumus. Let's see where it is. Okay. If we give it Gnumus cheese, as you see, it'll give us items in return, like the Gnumus pouch. Let's see if it gives me anything else. Come on, work buddy. It gives me doubloons, okay? And lots of super cool stuff. Ooh, it gives me parts, huh? Dang, this is pretty broken. Though it's true that getting this cheese isn't easy, eh? If you attack it, it'll supposedly release aggressive babies. There they are. And we'll only get mouse skin from this creature, okay? I don't know if the babies also drop something, and doesn't look like it, okay? What's the mouse skin good for? Well, for some Gnumus armor and the lucky hat, not much else. So there you have it. Alright, how do we get the big snout? This is a species of megapig that spawns in temperate biomes or on Gnomus farms, okay? Like this one. They're neutral, but attack in groups if provoked. You can also breed them using overripe carrots to feed the big snout. These are supposedly ripe carrots. It's not well explained how to get them, but if we right-click here, we'll get a baby big snout. Let's see what it looks like. Just a giant pig. I really like it, huh? I like it a lot. We can't feed it to make it grow faster, interesting, but there it is. Look, we've got plenty of carrots here if we want to use them. If I switch to survival now, I don't know if they'd attack me. Seems like no. So perfect, there you have it, okay? If we kill these things for some reason to see what drops they have, they'll give us juicy meat. If we cook this food, it gives us 4 hunger and 12 saturation points. I mean, it's literally the best food in the game, okay? Even better than golden carrots. Yeah, forget about it. Obviously, it's not better than, well, then a golden apple, I don't know, but it's not better than an enchanted golden apple, but it's super good food. I mean, it's broken. You don't know what 12 saturation points at once is. It means you're going to regenerate more than half your health. If you don't get hit, of course. So, yeah, pretty interesting. Alright, so how do we get Gnomus pouches? Well, Gnomus pouches drop from defeating Gnomus and breaking jars, okay? Breaking jars, for example, this right here is a jar. Let's see. If I break it, boom, there we go. We'd get some loot. I also think you can get them from chests at the bases. Look, here we have one. Let's see if there's still... Oh, gold? Look, there it is. Look, a mini rat. Hey. It's attacking me, but look, see? So, yeah, it also depends on what we're trying to get, of course. Right-clicking them gives random loot and experience. There are 3 sizes. Small gives 3 experience, medium gives 6, and large gives 16. The large pouch can drop totems and vintage metals, okay? Just as a fun fact. Also important, I don't think the large pouch drops from regular looting. You have to get it from the Shaman, who's like the boss, the tribe chief, right? At least I haven't seen any other way to get it, so there you have it. Alright, how do we get wrapped goods? Basically, wrapped goods are items you get exclusively by trading with the Gnumus merchant, okay? And what does this guy want? Well, he wants doubloons, okay? If we right-click him and give him doubloons, as you can see, he gives us, for the small Gnumus doubloons, he'll give us the small box, and for the pile of Gnumus doubloons, he'll give us the large box. That's pretty much it. When you open these packages, you'll receive paper and an item, okay? Open them on the ground, honestly. If I can give you some advice, I don't know why, but if I'm in the air and open it, at least in creative, oh look, it gives you the items, but drops them on the ground, right? That's why I'm not getting anything, right? Exactly. So if we're moving and open it, it drops the items, doesn't put them directly in my inventory. So keep that in mind. Don't go flying around with the elytra opening packages. Look, we can even get the hearty dinner, which is the best food. This really is the best food of all. Oh my god, but man, what a recipe, huh? So yeah, there you have it. And of course, you're probably wondering to trade with the merchant, right? Which is pretty cool, but how do you get the doubloons? Well, doubloons are obtained from sacks by defeating workers, okay? If we defeat the workers, they can drop doubloons for us. We can also get them by looting chests in the base itself, right? Look, there's the sack right there. Right click, boom, doubloons. And also we can get them by giving Gnumus cheese to a mod rat, okay? So pretty interesting stuff. Obviously all the mobs will be dropping sacks, so it should be relatively easy to get this item. If for whatever reason you're not interested in doubloons, I think they do have a use. We can smelt them to get nuggets or to get... Oh wait, no, just nuggets, that's it. We can't smelt the pile. So there you have it. Right, how can we get Gnumus cheese? Well, basically, Gnumus cheese is found in sacks, jars, or chests, and eating it restores 2 drumsticks and works like milk. It removes all positive and negative effects, and it's the key item for trading with the marsupial rat, okay? So yeah, I simply recommend you search the bases, alright? And there you'll find tons of sacks and jars we can loot. They spawn pretty commonly, so if we're a bit lucky, we'll find some cheese, okay? So yeah, there we have it. Super interesting. Alright, how can we get Gnumus chickpeas? Gnumus chickpeas are a small food source that gives us half a drumstick and 1 saturation found in chests and sacks. They're used to breed pig snouts. We can feed ourselves with them so we don't need carrots. Or as an ingredient to craft Gnumus hummus, okay? Which is made with bread, a bowl, and Gnumus chickpeas. And it gives us 3 drumsticks and 9 saturation plus absorption for 30 seconds. Not bad as food, but obviously it's a stew, which means it'll take up at least 1 slot just having it in the inventory. I'd also like to see what absorption means. I'm going to eat it. Let's see, I don't know if I'm hungry. Yes, I am. Let's eat it. 4 absorption, because absorption is pretty vague, you know? Maybe it could give me 20 absorption hearts. Well, 4 extra hearts for eating this food, plus regenerating all your health. Pretty good. I mean, eating this food means you'll regenerate all your health. Like that. So, yeah, really good. Alright, so how do we get the overripe carrot? Well, basically this overripe carrot is used to feed the beak snouts and breed them, and you get it occasionally when harvesting carrot crops. So if we farm lots of carrots the same way, like with potatoes we can get a poisonous potato, we can also get an overripe carrot. I know overripe carrot means ripe carrot and all that, but no, it's not like you grab your carrots and leave them longer and they'll turn into overripe carrots. In fact, here we have quite a few carrots, and as you can see, if we break them, okay, there's not much carrot here, but if we break some, we get drops, okay? We got 1, I don't know if there are any more crops, doesn't look like it, okay? So yeah, the probability is small, but 1 in 40 isn't bad. Alright, how do we get the juicy meat? Well, basically it's the unique drop from the big snout, and when you cook it, it restores 4 drumsticks of food and 12 saturation. It's also a necessary ingredient to craft the hearty dinner if we're feeling motivated, right? This food is also given by the marsupial rat, okay? When we trade with him and give him the Gnumus cheese. So, yeah, also keep that in mind if you don't want to make a big snout pig farm. Although they're pretty cool, I have to say. So there we have it. Alright, how can we get the Gnumus claw? Well, basically the Gnumus claw is a common drop from the Gnumus mobs. They're used to craft basic tools with special enchantments and even the lucky hat, for example. So super interesting. And there we have it. It's a way to unlock different tools within the mod. And well, it's an item we're really going to end up hating, okay? Because unless we craft multiple tools, it doesn't have much more use. It's not like we can make blocks or decorations with it, so we'll probably end up hating it. Alright, how do we get the Gnumus horn? This horn, if I right click, it doesn't work, okay? We can use it to make Gnumus totems and the Gnumus helmet. Basically, the Gnumus horn is a rare drop from hunters, warriors, and shamans, and it's essential for crafting the helmet and totem, okay? as you've seen. So yeah, if we really want it, we'll have to farm for it. It's like a wither skeleton head, right? Pretty hard to get. The Gnumus horn is the same deal. I've defeated quite a few, and I have to say I haven't gotten one yet. I've probably defeated about 10, so I'm guessing the drop rate is pretty low. Alright, how do we craft the Gnumus pickaxe? So the Gnumus pickaxe, okay, it's this one here made with 2 sticks, 2 claws, and a gold nugget. As you can see, it has 4 damage and gains fortune when crafted. Extremely low durability. Okay, it's made with 2 sticks, and let's see, sticks are made with gold nuggets. I want to see what it means by gaining fortune when crafted. So I'm going to switch to survival first. Let's put the claws there, the sticks there, this here, and there it is, fortune 3. But does it always do this? Is it always fortune 3? Yes, fortune 3. Okay, so there we have it. Super interesting, and theoretically it doesn't have much durability. Let's go mining here, for example. Let's see. Whoa, 2, 3, 5, 6. 6 blocks we can mine with this. Sure, but that's a lot of luck it gives me, right? Or what? Because it's pretty low, huh? Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to grab a diamond block. Oh, sorry. And I'm going to see how much I get. I'll put in all 6 while I'm at it. Let's see how much I get. One gives me 4 diamonds, 3, 1, 3, 1, and 4. Well, it's fortune 3, nothing special. Geez, only 6 durability. That's pretty silly, right? I get it's for very specific cases or really useful early game, right? For mining those first diamonds, you know, at the start we need 5 diamonds, 3 for the pickaxe and 2 for the enchanting table. I think maybe to get those first diamonds without wasting the ore itself, it's a really good resource, and I get that's what it's made for. So there we have it. All right, how do we craft the Gnumus saber? Well, the Gnumus cutlass is crafted with sticks, gold nuggets, and Gnumus claws. And basically, like the pickaxe, it has low durability, but includes the, well, if we craft it, of course, it includes the looting 3 enchantment. I don't know if in terms of looting it also has the same. No, it has quite a bit more durability, okay? It should have about 30 hits or so. I don't think it has many more. Well, look at what I'm telling you. I think it has 12. I'm going 9, 10, 11, and 12. There it is. It has 12 hits. But what is this? I really don't find this one as useful. I mean, the pickaxe with Fortune 3 is good if you find diamonds, which, by the way, I said it really fast, but I don't know if it can mine dime. Oh, yeah, it can. We checked that earlier. But this one, looting 3, what would you want looting 3 for? For an Enderman, to get the Ender Pearls, that's the only thing I see, you know? For an Enderman, maybe, huh? Or for the Blazes, in case you didn't get them naturally, having looting 3 as that alternative. Well, okay. Let's see, I think farming wither skeletons is a bit... You've gone a bit overboard and you're better off just farming for looting 3. But hey, it could be an alternative. I wouldn't farm that alternative like I would farm for the pickaxe. I mean, the pickaxe I would specifically go get for when I find diamond ore. Instead of getting 5 without fortune, I could get maybe 15 or 12 that I would specifically farm for. But this sword, honestly, no, I really don't care that much. I mean, I'd rather just try to get looting 3 on my own and call it a day. Alright, how do we get the lucky hat? The lucky hat is crafted with mouse skin, or even rabbit skin, rabbit's foot, and Gnumus claw. And basically it grants infinite luck, while worn, theoretically improving chest loot when opening them for the first time and trades with the merchant. Okay? I messed up, I equipped this, it has luck 3. I'm gonna grab the merchant and you had to give him doubloons, right? Let's see what this luck thing means. Is he gonna give me diamonds now? Let's see, buddy. My luck? Oh, he gives me 2 packs for 1. Well, okay. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so... Oops, I took off my hat by accident. And then as for the chests, what are we talking about? There's a village here. Look, there's a blacksmith. With luck 3, what do I get? I haven't even opened this chest, okay? Let's see. Inventory isn't generated. Look. Cool. Well, let's open the chest. Okay. Pretty normal. Whoa, no wait, it duplicated. It's doubled on me, and with luck 3, I haven't been able to see it yet. Alright, I'm gonna head to the stronghold to see what I get from the chests. Look, there's a chest here. Let's see what's in it. An ender pearl and an iron sword. Okay, not bad loot. Let's see, in these library chests here, what do we get? Flame. Okay. And nothing here. I don't know, I'm not really noticing much of a difference. Of course, I also don't really know what to expect. Look, here's another structure with chests. Let's check it out. And a golden apple. Okay, here, yes, here you can definitely notice it. Here I definitely noticed it. Well, I don't know if it's just my perception or what, but anyway, we've got that luck the 3, which could get us some extra items or even a diamond. Why not? Plus, it has quite a bit of armor. It has 3 armor points, which for you to understand is equivalent to a diamond helmet, okay? Without the armor toughness, obviously. So yeah, it's pretty strong. Alright, how do we get the business hat? The business hat. Well, as you can see, you can equip it with protection and stuff. You can enchant it, sorry. But it's a rare item you only get from wrapped goods, okay? From those packages we get from the merchant, and only from the large ones. When equipped, it gives us permanent villager discounts. Not sure if I'm lucky enough to have a village nearby. Doesn't look like it, does it? I'm gonna try to find a village, see if there's one. Okay, let's go to a villager and see what discount I get. From 3 to 2 and 7 to 5. Well, not a huge discount, but there you go. Hero of the village basically gives us a permanent hero of the village effect. Well, it's not bad at all, hey? That's extra stuff you get without doing much. Alright, how do we get or craft the Gnumus helmet? Well, this Gnumus helmet is crafted with vintage alloy ingot, which is made from vintage metal and 3 copper ingots, 2 Gnumus horns and 2 mouse skins. So yeah, we're talking about a pretty expensive item here. It gives us 3 armor, 1.5 armor thickness, and 1 knockback resistance. But also, if we have the food bar maxed out, this helmet gives us strength, resistance, and haste. I'm going to switch to survival mode. I don't have the this maxed out. I'm going to eat some cooked beef. I just want to check if it needs to be the hunger bar maxed or the saturation 2. No, just the hunger bar. Strength 1, haste, and resistance. Well, I gotta say, this is pretty overpowered, huh? I mean, having resistance and strength? Of course, it's true that the moment you get hungry, it goes away, right? But still. Yeah, it kind of leaves you hanging, actually, huh? But of course, when you enter combat, you lose a bit of health and saturation, which means you run out of strength and resistance. Man, what a mess. Well, you'd have to use the mod foods that have tons of saturation. Sounds good to me, yeah. The thing is, it'd be cooler if it had effects like speed, for example, because then you'd actually notice if it's active or not, more than strength, resistance, and haste. Haste is fine. I like haste. Would have been cooler if it was haste too, but it's fine. But yeah, it really could use speed. I'm missing speed, honestly, the speed effect. But hey, there it is, and it looks pretty cool too. Alright, how do we craft the Gnumus totem? Well, this totem is crafted or found in large sacks. You can craft it with vintage metal and Gnumus horn, and basically if your hunger drops to 6 drumsticks or less while you're holding it, it consumes itself to fully restore your hunger and saturation. You can also smelt it, okay, to get vintage metal. I'm going to test this out, okay? I'm going to take a bit of damage to see if it uses up my saturation or regenerates my health. Theoretically, it has to drop to 6 drumsticks or less. Right now we have 8, so let's see if they end up dying. And I want to know if I need to hold it in my hand. Okay, right now I don't have it in my hand, and I need to have it in my hand. Wow. It doesn't play an animation or anything, it just breaks and that's it. And it regenerates everything. Everything, yeah. I'm going to give myself hunger for 2 seconds. I'm going to grab the totem again and basically put myself in survival and equip it. I'm not below 6 drumsticks. Below 6 hunger points, not below 6 drumsticks, right? So when you can't run anymore, sprint, sorry. There it is. It activates instantly, regenerates all my health. Okay, I like it. I really like how it works. I like it. Alright, how do we get vintage parts in Minecraft with Gnumus Settlement? Well, vintage parts are mechanical components that drop from merchant sacks or when we feed the mouse. They're used for crafting and can be smelted to get vintage metal. Okay, as you can see, it can be smelted to get vintage metal, and so vintage parts let us craft, as you see here, things like a vintage rifle, vintage universal tool, okay, vintage bullets, vintage alloy ingots, numbers totem. So it's pretty interesting stuff. Vintage parts, okay? Next up is the next crafting recipes. The second item was vintage metal, but well, there it is. Alright, how do we use the universal tool? It's crafted with 4 vintage alloy ingots, vintage parts, and 2 sticks. Now, this can theoretically mine any block, right? Like logs, like dirt, like stone, you know? I don't know if it has fortune, I don't think so. No. And if you shift that right click, you can activate high-speed mining temporarily. So shift plus right click activates this effect that lasts 12 seconds, and we can mine in a 3x3 area with increased speed. So pretty interesting. And theoretically, after activating this effect, we'll get this lack of energy debuff, which basically means we have a cooldown period and can't reactivate the ability, but I don't see the mining speed being reduced, huh? I mean, we're still mining just as fast, so that's pretty interesting. Oh, by the way, I've got the Gnumus helmet with haste on. Let me take it off in case it's messing with your view. Okay, so we'd mine like this, right? Normal speed. I'm just saying this in case I'm throwing off what you're seeing, but I figure if we're using the mod, we might as well use all the mod features. Okay, now you can really tell we're mining way faster, huh? And yeah, honestly, pretty cool. I mean, look how fast I got like 5 stacks of cobblestone just while talking, so there you go. Super, super, super easy. Alright, how do we use the vintage rifle? Well, it's crafted with 2 vintage alloy ingots, vintage parts, the vintage charger made with 3 copper ingots and 2 vintage alloy ingots, and wood. Okay, this is a powerful long-range firearm with reduced bullet drop. It has a delay before firing and needs to reload after each shot. Okay, as you see, if I right-click, there it is, see? It takes time to charge. Let me find a target, like that squid there. I charge with right-click release, and there we go. Took it down in one shot. I don't know if I can release mid-charge. No, I mean, I have to fully charge it or else, otherwise it won't work. Okay, and I'd like to see how a horse handles this too. Wow, that takes off some health, huh? As for ammo, do we need ammunition or not? Or does this... For ammo, I imagine yes, we need ammunition. And the ammo is... Well, I guess that's the magazine, right? Let's see, vintage charger. Total of 30 uses, okay. Requires shooting ammo. Alright, there were bullets. Vintage bullet, there it is. Let's see now, there it is. Vintage bullets are made with vintage metal, gunpowder, and copper ingots, and give us 16. I'm gonna make spawning an iron golem. It has 100 health, and now 70, so it takes 30 per hit, huh? Pretty interesting, huh? 30 damage per hit. Alright, let's go. Truth is, it didn't even flinch, huh? But there you have it. A pretty powerful weapon, and especially with how little recoil it has. So yeah, goodbye, friends. Alright, how do you find the Gnumus Ruins or Gnumus Settlement? Well, basically there are several minor structures like small ruins, the Gnumus statue, and others. And in all of them we'll find jars and stuff, okay? And there are also the settlements, which are these Gnumus structures here. So how can we get them or find them? Well, basically by exploring. There's really not much more to it. I'd say these settlements have mostly appeared for me in very flat areas or in forests, okay? In forests, I got the impression that 2 have appeared. They're not super common. They're not super common. If you go with elytras, you'll find them faster. I had to go into creative mode. They're not super common, and they're also hard to spot, because really, this structure here, if I come from here, you don't see it. See how you can't see it? So I can pass right by one, and well, there I see it, but if I'm here, I don't see it either, eh? I mean, it's really complicated to find them. I understand, so I get your frustration. So, some advice I'd give you. Climb up a few blocks, go above the trees, okay? I also wanted to show you the structures that spawn here so you can see them all, because they don't show them here. Basically, the small ruins, which you can find anywhere. You find them around. These 2 exploring around. The Gnumus statue, okay? Gnumus bonfire, Gnumus camp, settlement, which is what we were looking at, and large settlements, okay? There are also farms, which is what we saw, where I recorded most of the video. The trader rest and the shaman hut. So there are quite a few structures actually, okay? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, leave a like and I'll see you in future guides, okay? Tell me what you think of this mod. A mod that's maybe quite Well, from 3, 4 years ago, but pretty cool, right? I think it's a mod you could integrate perfectly into your Minecraft world. It wouldn't bother anyone and doesn't unbalance the game either. I mean, look, you have a weapon that deals 30 damage, but it's also pretty expensive. The ammo is expensive. I don't know. There we have it, okay? Let's see what you think.